See my screen?
Yeah, that's great.
The importance of computer backups. Today we're going to be discussing what is a backup, backup methods, subscription options and costs, and at the end, of course, we'll have our video demonstration. So first off, what is a backup? A backup is a copy of your files or system stored in another location. You can choose to back up specific files, such as photos or documents, or you can do a full system backup that includes your programs, settings, and files. A backup can include photos, documents, apps, and even the entire system. So it could include everything or it could include specific things. Why backups are important. Losing your files due to a hardware issue, accidental deletion, or a cyber attack can be very devastating because some people have very personal, vulnerable, or volatile information. Regular backups ensure that your important data is protected, recoverable, and secure. So, those are the objectives of backups: protection, recoverable, and security. So, they protect against accidental deletion or device failure. They keep your data safe in case of theft, viruses, or malware attacks. It saves time and stress during data recovery processes. It's essential for both personal and professional information. And it simply gives you peace of mind knowing your data is never truly lost. So now there's different types of backup. There's full backup, there's incremental backup, and there's differential backup. Full backup is a complete copy of everything. This takes the most space, but it's easiest to restore from. Then we have incremental backup. It saves only the files that changed since the last backup. So instead of downloading and backing up everything at once, it backs up in certain periods of time without backing up too much at once. So it saves only the files that changed since the previous backup using less space, and it's faster because when you back up everything at once, it's going to take longer than if you back up things in chunks over time. And then differential backup is when you save changes made since the last backup, and this requires more space than incremental, but it's quicker to restore. Next thing we're going to be talking about is backup methods. So for Mac users specifically, I'm a Mac user, so we have several reliable ways to keep our data backed up and secure. So Apple provides built-in tools that makes the process simple and automatic. You can use Time Machine with an external drive. Time Machine platforms performs hourly, daily, and weekly backups, so you can restore any version of a file. So if I work on a file on Wednesday and and it's Friday and I want to restore the version of the file I had on Wednesday, I'm able to go back and restore that version. Then there's iCloud Drive for automatic syncing of documents, photos, and desktop files across all devices. So let's say I make a document on my phone. That document, because of iCloud, I'm able to access it on this laptop. So that's how that kind of works. Backup options for Windows PC. Window users have access to several built-in and third-party backup tools that make protecting your data simple and flexible. There's Backup and Restore, Windows 7. It's still available on newer systems and can create full system images and scheduled backups. So, scheduled backups, if we think back to what we learned before, that would be incremental backups because they're scheduled over a period of time and they're in chunks. Then we have external hard drives or USB flash drives. These are easy because you can use them for manual or scheduled backups. You have more control. So you could get external hard drive or a USB flash drive from like your local store and then take the stuff on your laptop and back it up to that object. And then cloud options like OneDrive. So OneDrive is built into Windows. Google Drive and Dropbox offer automatic syncing and offsite backup security. So that's just another option as well. Now, backup options for iPhone. Keeping mobile data safe is just as important as backing up the stuff on your computer. We can use iCloud backup, so we automatically back up photos, messages, app data, and more. We can also use our iPhone to, we can back up what we have on our phone to a laptop. So if I have a bunch of photos on my phone and I can't take any photos anymore, I could basically back up all my photos here and put it onto my laptop or put it onto my iPad. And I could do that using iTunes or Finder for a local backup. And then there's iCloud backups that run automatically when your phone is plugged in, locked, and connected to Wi Fi. Backup options for Android. Keeping mobile data safe is just as important as backing up your computer. So, just as I said before, it's important to make sure your phone's backed up whether you have an Apple or an Android. So, for Android specifically, you can use your Google account to back up apps, settings, contacts, and calendar. There's also Google Photos, which automatically backs up pictures and videos if enabled. I have Google Photos. It works really well for me. I suggest it. And files can also be backed up using Google Drive or external storage options like Samsung Cloud or manufacturer specific options. Local versus cloud backups. When backing up your data, you typically choose between local backups, which is using physical devices like USBs, and cloud backups, storing files online like iCloud. Each method offers distinct advantages and disadvantages depending on your preferences and your needs. So, one person, they might prefer to have things in their hand on a USB. They can plug it into almost any laptop. While another person might think, oh, what if something happens to that USB? What if I lose that USB? That's not good. So, then they'll prefer to back the stuff up onto the cloud. So, local backups, it saves files to external hard drives, USB drives, or DVDs. They offer fast access to data without needing the internet. You maintain full control over your storage and your security. However, physical damage, like I mentioned before, theft, or hardware failure can result in data loss if there's no duplicate stored elsewhere. So that's something that could be very scary. My mom, she backs up all of my photos since I was a baby onto a hard drive, and the hard drive is actually getting old and a little bit damaged now, so she's losing some of that those photos and those memories. So that's something you want to be careful with when you get external hard drives. And then cloud data, you store data online through services like Google Drive, iCloud, or Dropbox. So this makes them accessible from anywhere with an internet connection, and it automatically syncs and protects files offsite in case of a disaster. It comes with monthly fees, and backups depend on having stable internet connection and access. So you can see for both of these, they have their advantages and disadvantages, and it ultimately comes down to the user's preference. Lastly, or not lastly, we're going to talk about subscriptions and pricing options. So, subscriptions and pricing options. Google Drive offers 15 gigabytes for free and is shared across Gmail, Photos, and Drive. And upgrades start at around $1.99 US per month. And then for iCloud, it includes 5 gigabytes for free with an Apple ID. And paid plans start at 99 cents US monthly and integrate seamlessly with Apple devices. So that's something a lot of people like about iCloud because everything's not separate. It's always very integrated. Like people call it the Apple ecosystem. And then Dropbox. Dropbox gives users 2 gigabytes for free, and premium plans provide more space with features like advanced sharing and version history. And that's around $9.99 US per month. And lastly, this isn't as popular. Backblaze. It doesn't offer a free plan, but it provides unlimited cloud backup for one computer for about $7 US per month. Thank you. And if you'd like to learn this lesson with a Cyber Seniors mentor, please go to www.cyberseniors.org or call 1-844-217-3057 to register for a one-on-one phone session. We also host weekly tech drop-in sessions from 2 to 3 p.m. on Thursdays.